Wow. Well, mind my hands. Look at that. Now that's a serious specimen. The recipe is a great way to showcase good quality duck. We all know Vietnamese people love their noodle soups, and today I'll be cooking a noodle soup that is very much underrated. Mi Vit Tiem, Vietnamese duck noodle soup, contains a whole duck from head to toe that's twice cooked in an aromatic Chinese herbal broth and served with perfectly cooked fresh egg noodles. For me, this dish is about the meticulous and delicate preparation of the duck. Today, I'm using Aurum Poultry Co's corn-fed duck, which has an intense but favourable gamey flavour. The perfect duck for this Vietnamese classic. Let's put the E's in Vietnamese. It can sometimes be quite daunting working with a whole duck, and I completely understand that. But if you follow through to the rest of the video, I'm sure you'll pick up some nifty tricks. The first being to use lots of salt. Using just cooking salt or some sort of table salt, generously sprinkle it all over the outside and the inside of the cavity. Don't worry, it's not going to be too salty because we're going to wash it off. The reason why we're using this coarse salt is because we want to agitate and rub the skin with the salt, the skin or the debris that we don't want imparted in our broth. But also, it will help remove any additional gamey duck flavour. Okay, I'm really happy with this now. I'm going to give it a thorough wash to rinse off all that salt, then we'll pat it dry and chop it up. The duck is chopped up in large pieces and is now ready for a marinade. Chinese fire spice, beautiful aromatic fragrance. Of course, anchovy salt, umami. If you don't have anchovy salt, you can use MSG or maybe some chicken powder, chicken bouillon powder. Sea salt. Whoopsie days. Be generous with the salt here. Some sugar. Lovely. Now, some dark soy sauce. This is really important in this dish. It's going to add a nice little, soy-based sweetness to it, but most importantly, it's going to give us that colour. Oh, gorgeous. Sesame oil, again, more of that Chinese style fragrance. Beautiful. And Chinese cooking wine. That's going to really help the marinade really get into the meat. And it's got a nice flavour too. Alright, there we go. All in, simple as that. Let's mix it and marinate it. Alright, that's nice and well mixed through. We're going to let that marinate for at least 30 minutes, but for best results, pop it in the fridge overnight. Deep frying the duck is an important step. It's going to give the duck a gorgeous golden shimmer. It's going to also lock in all its natural juices and allow the duck fat to start rendering. The duck just smells amazing. It's glorious, it's glistening. I am incredibly happy with it. It needs more flavour though. So let's build the broth. We've got a big stock pot here. Pop all your duck pieces into the pot. That's going to be the base of our broth. Now, how are we going to build flavour? All right, ginger. All right, nice aroma. Cut through a bit of that gaminess of the duck. Coriander stalks, lotus seeds. So these are dried lotus seeds that I've rehydrated overnight, straight in. Beautiful. Shiitake mushrooms. So you can remove the bottoms off if you wish. I like leaving them on and removing them a bit later because I think it still has umami on it. You can do as you wish though. But these again were dried and I've just quickly rehydrated them straight in. Red dates, lovely sweetness. Goji berries, a little bit of tartness, a bit of natural sweetness too. Mandarin peel. Oh, if you don't have mandarin peel in your pantry, please get some. First spices. Now, if you can't get your first spices, these are on our website. If you can't get your hold of these, just maybe pop in 3-star anise, a small quill of cassia bark or cinnamon, and some rock sugar, about 20 grams. Sea salt, season your broth, and anchovy salt. Now, the next part is quite key as well. Maybe a bit more. I love anchovy salt. The next bit is key. I'm going to add in some pork bone broth. This is one that I prepared earlier. If you don't want to add pork bone broth, you can simply add water. But obviously adjust the water and umami seasonings as required. So that's about 4 litres there of pork bone broth. Water, okay, just a litre of water. And that's because I know I've got duck bones there that still have lots of flavour into them. So we're gonna extract those flavours. Perfect. That's it. So we're just going to bring that to the boil. Once that's boiling, simmer it for about 45 minutes to an hour, just until it's tender. But a hot tip is to skim off any impurities to maintain the broth clarity. Do that maybe every 15 minutes or so. All right, in the meantime, we're going to prepare our noodles. And before you know it, it'll be time to whip up a mouth-watering bowl of Mi Vit Tiem. Simmering the broth slowly, ever so slowly, for an hour. And let me tell you, the aroma in the kitchen right now is through the roof. All right, let's check on the duck and taste the broth. So I like checking the duck breast because it's nice and easy. Perfect. Lovely. So what we're looking for is just meat that just pulls apart. So you don't want any of the muscle fibers to be stuck together. So let's give it a shot. Oh, that is just falling off the bone. It's like there's a landslide on the bone there. Oh, it's so gamey. That is delicious. All right, let's put that back, keep that warm. Let's taste the broth. Remember, always taste your broths at the end. The colour looks gorgeous. Oh, that's good. That seasoning, it's spot on. But we all know, spot on, when it comes to Vietnamese noodle soups, it's just not good enough. Because we'll be adding noodles, garnishes, that's going to dilute our flavour a touch. So I'm just going to over season it by about 20% with a bit of sea salt and anchovy salt. Now we're talking. Let's make a bowl. Oh, that's good. Get some of that fall off the bone duck. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Okay. Some broth. Try to keep the aromatics out. There we are. That smells like heaven. Perfect. Put that down. bit of coriander. You don't want too much garnishes here, just a bit of coriander for fragrance. And there you have it. My Vietnamese duck noodle soup with corn-fed duck from Aurum Poultry. This is Mi Vit Tiem. Let's get tasty. That is so good, it's so fragrant. Let's get some noodles. The noodles have intertwined with that unctuous duck fat. Oh, that's gorgeous. Let's get into the duck. Wow. Well, mind my hands. Look at that. Now that's a serious specimen. The duck. Oh, that is so good. The delicate soup is so fragrant and everlasting. I could bottle it up and let's call it MVT, Mi Vit Tiem by Duncan. The recipe is a great way to showcase good quality duck and the way that it tastes naturally and of course its texture. If you want to find out more about this dish and Aurum Poultry Co corn-fed duck, I'll pop a couple of links in the description below. If you want to give this dish a go though, go on, you know what to do. Do yourself a favour for flavour.